Now coming to another issue, you've recently worked on another project, Bagghi. That also has
जी
become very successful.
जी जी जी
Every other person knows about it. All my friends watch it. I watch it too. I regularly, हर week में इसको देखती हूँ. So how was that experience? How's your role in that movie? What's it like? What was it like working on that project? That too is on a social issue, you know. So
yeah. I mean
and I feel like आप जो pick करते हैं आप बहुत ही sensibly सोच समझ के
जी जी जी
इस तरह के projects उठाते हैं.
I mean, when I found out that they were doing, this unofficial biopic on her life and everything, I thought it was fantastic. A lot of my peers also were like, "Acha, is pe kyun? Why Kandil? Why not Idi? Why not, other figures?" And I was like, it is important for this very reason because हमें अभी common sense ही नहीं है कि हमने अपनी औरतों के साथ सलूक कैसा करना है, So हमें जब तक वो नहीं आएगी तब तक हमें respect नहीं आएगी. जब तक हमें respect नहीं आएगी तो हम लोगों को, whether it's male, whether it's female, properly हम अदाकारों को भी, we take entertainers as, bhands, as mirasis, we are thoroughly entertained by their performances, but there is a certain lack of respect. People think that this is a disreputable profession, and even with Kandil, sorry, मैं बहुत ही tangents में चला गया हूँ, I apologize, but like having followed her story, like fine. Agreed that initially she was no champion of feminism. She was just using her videos to get that kind of mileage. But I think somewhere along the way, this is my personal opinion, and people can feel free to disagree with it, she realized the power that she held by her acts of defiance. And I think when she realized that, and towards the end, with her interviews, with that whole with her expose of the Mufti Sahab, I feel that she was finally getting somewhere, and she was finally understanding that, oh, okay, my sexuality is being talked about. Now how do I use this sexuality, not just to my advantage but to the advantage of perhaps this country. To kind of, because she would speak very openly about her haters. She would speak, and I admired that. It was very admirable, from this how I'm looking girl, whose backstory, by the way, even I am very ashamed to admit, I never really researched when she was alive. Okay, where has this woman come from? For me, she was just another social media, figure who was, so hence my own opinion of her was also acha yaar, like, bas 500,000 likes के लिए, 200,000 likes के लिए, मतलब कह रही है कि इमरान खान से शादी कर लेगी, कह रही है कि she'll strip if Pakistan wins. These are all attention seeking tactics. She's no more than an attention seeker. But what Bagghi attempts to do really is force you to stop and think कि ठीक है, आप judge, jury, executioner तो play कर रहे हैं, आप कह तो रहे हैं कि okay, this woman was a bad woman, this woman was a bad example, but do you really know her story? Do you really know what propelled her to do what she did? Do you really know what motivated her?
It's like judging a book without reading it.
Yes, exactly. Just by its cover, कि अच्छा हो, ये तो फहाश सा cover है, तो मतलब अंदर तो कुछ भी नहीं होगा, कोई content नहीं होगा, कुछ कुछ seriousness नहीं होगी, कोई heartbreaks, कोई issues नहीं होंगे, which would have led her to do what she did. So, it really causes you to reflect upon this. And to actually see things from a more holistic perspective, and not just from that one aspect कि अच्छा ये बुरा है तो बुरा है, भाई बुरा है तो क्यों बुरा है, और बुरा है तो आपने क्या किया उसे संवारने के लिए? आप भी तो उसकी वीडियो सारी देखते थे, ठीक है, आप भी तो मतलब whatever guilty pleasure that you had to take, you took. फिर आप भी गाली गलोच लिखते थे, आप भी मतलब लिखते थे कि die, you should die, आप भी मतलब religion को use करते थे कि और ठीक है, इतनी ज़्यादा criticism, but criticism just for the sake of criticism हुआ ना फिर वो, because you never really understood her, you never bothered. People still didn't bother, even after her death. There were people who were like, oh, good riddance. And it just surprises me really that we have come to this point in our society, that a woman's death, a woman's murder causes us joy. I mean, I think that we really need to reflect as to who we are as a people. If we take pleasure or we feel happy when a social media star is murdered in cold blood, it really says a lot about us and about how far we've regressed. Sorry, this is turning so dark. Happy thoughts.
Yeah.
Life is good.
We're
but
in the we're now in the 14th week, right? So your role is yet to come.
Yes.
It hasn't come yet.
Yes,
Do you
yes.
want to talk a little bit about it?
Sure.
And how was the experience working on it? as an actor?
I mean, I'll talk about the experience first. It was absolutely fantastic. This was the first time I was working with Urdu One. I've known Neena Kashif, the producer, for a very long time, and I've always एक चाह होती है ना आपकी कि आपने actors किन के साथ काम करना. I've been very fortunate that I've worked with Maya. I've been very fortunate that I shared the stage with Mahira at the LSAs, and you know, like there are actresses like Sajjal who I really want to work with. And Saba was obviously one of them because, you know, like I followed her journey from Hum Sab Umeed Se Hain, and you know, her impersonations were so bang on, and my own start was through like YouTube, you know, when I started getting national acclaim was through the YouTube video blogs that I used to make. So, you know, as a fellow comedian, I really, you know, was inspired by her, and, you know, her journey is also so phenomenal. You know, from there, you know, she's now ruling the television screens and the film screens. I mean, Hindi medium made also 100 crore worldwide, and, you know, her role was so kick-ass. And she's always also played these very diverse characters, like from Digest writer to Sangat to Bagghi. And, you know, I think that she's also one of the, alongside Mahira, women that really kick ass off screen and on screen. So I've always wanted to work with her. So I was very excited. And, you know, like Bagghi is obviously an author-backed role, and my character is just like one of the pieces of the puzzle that was her life. But you know, it was amazing because I think that मैं जितनी तारीफ करूँ सबा की कम है. She's one of those actresses who is absolutely so focused and so invested, like you know, it just reinvigorated this passion for television again. Just sitting alongside her, talking with her, going through a scene with her. You know, we used to alter scenes sometimes. We used to talk about acha ye dialogue, what are we trying to say, what are the characters trying to say. We played a lot with silences. We used silences to our advantage more than dialogue sometimes. You know how they say silences more sometimes speaks louder than words. So we really tried doing that and making a very unique equation between Saba's character and myself. So it was great, and plus the entire team from Zainab Lakhani to Shabaz, everybody behind the scenes, they were so supportive. And Farooq Rind, Dada कहते हैं सब उन्हें, he's such a great director. I'm actually, you know, जब भी मैं interviews देता हूँ मुझे, मैं sidebar करूँगा, but जब भी मैं interviews देता हूँ मुझे एकदम से, you know, ख्याल आता है that, you know, I've been very blessed to have worked with great directors from Haisam to Hasib to now Farooq Bhai. So the experience was great. It was like I have absolutely, वो होता है ना एक आपका off दिन होता है when you're like acting like a bit of a diva और आप थोड़े bitchy हो जाते हैं, या तो कभी भी नहीं ऐसा हुआ because like काम करने की चाह थी everybody on that team. And as per my character, अभी तक जो उसकी सारी journey, like people who are watching, they would know कि, you know, it's actually सारी backstory explain की है, you know, what, you know, kind of catapulted her to kind of make that decision to move to the city. So वो जब शहर move होती हैं तो, you know, the different things that happen to her, the way that she's exploited. So in a sea of men basically that used her and exploited her and saw her as basically just like you know, like cattle to be herded off and like, you know, manipulated and used and tweaked in a particular manner. Here comes this man who, you know, I really hope that people see as kind of a role model as to how men should really behave around women and how they should act, and how, like हमने जो इतनी लंबी बात की कि shouldn't judge a book by its cover, and, you know, really understand and empathize. You know, that's the biggest thing. I feel that there is a lack of empathy in this social media, you know, instant gratification age. We were kind of in a bubble before, right? मतलब हमारी छोटी सी दुनिया होती थी, हम उसी दुनिया में खुश होते थे. अब like the whole world has opened up to us. So I think that we weren't ready for it, to be honest. We weren't ready for social media. We weren't ready for this kind of what's the word? This exposure. You know, it was too much exposure too quick for us. So I think we haven't handled that well, and I think हमारा अब emotion जो है वो हम intellectualize करना शुरू हो गए हैं. So emotions have gone in the backseat, and we've started to rationalize everything from here. We started thinking from here and not from here. And so what this character does is it forces you to kind of think back from here, because she is, you know, unfiltered around my character Shariar, and so is he. They form this bond which some people will understand, some people won't. And it's that bond that really, takes their journey, and how these two very different people kind of converge and find solace in each other. So एक जो होता है ना, जो हर कोई हम अपनी रिलेशनशिप में भी मांगते हैं. मेरे एक दोस्त वकास राजा से बड़ी लंबी बात हुई थी कि आपको रिलेशनशिप में क्या चाहिए, एंड वी लाइक ही सेड, एंड ही हिट द नेल ऑन द हेड, ही सेड सुकून. बिकॉज सुकून नहीं है. At the end of the day, सुकून चाहिए आपको, right? You want peace of mind in a relationship, right? And that is what this equation talks about.
With that, we're going to be signing off. Thank you so much, Osman, for your time.
Not at all.
And for your valuable time, and we really appreciate it. And I hope that you come again and we have another interview and we get your thoughts on many more issues, because you speak wonderfully.
Cheers.
Well, guys, you stay yourself updated on Snapcity, and you also add us up on Snap Islamabad. And that's it for now. For more updates and information, stay tuned. Good night.